All right, hello. It's me again. My name is Joy, and I live in the great state of Texas. Today, I'm going to be salad prepping for the week. I am going to make 5 salads for myself, and my friend Rachel is going to get 2 of these salads. This salad recipe is a result of a major lifestyle change in diet for me after being diagnosed with dermatomyositis and learning about how food, everything you put in your mouth is either going to help you or hurt you. And so I am focusing on putting things in my body that are going to help me heal and make me feel better and make me live a more productive life with this autoimmune disease that I have here. So I have my salad prep bowls. They each have these little sectioned cups that I'm going to put the salad things in because they are going to be in the fridge all week. I don't want the things to mix and get soggy and all of that. So for this recipe, I did consult AI, and I asked AI to make me a recipe for a salad that is going to include all of the essential daily nutrients in one salad and be calorie conscious and follow an AIP, anti-inflammatory protocol. Those of us who have some sort of autoimmune issue probably are very familiar with this protocol. And this salad is in the no nightshades phase, so there's no tomatoes or peppers or anything like that in there. I just put my gloves on just because some of I have beets in here, and that makes my hands red, and I don't want red hands. So our base is spinach. You can also use kale, but I am not a kale fan. I would much rather eat spinach. And I'm just grabbing a handful of it. It's about 2 cups, give or take. I'm not super specific on measuring this part because it's spinach and it kind of just fits in there. I know how full the bowl needs to be to get enough. I've been doing this, eating AIP, and now I'm kind of transitioning into paleo. I will be. I'm working with a nutritionist who's helping me decide what foods to put back in to keep my, the flaring, they call it. Dermatomyositis is a autoimmune disease that impacts the muscles and skin for me. And it's not fun, but modern medicine is helping, and this is definitely helping me the most. Okay, so I've got my spinach base, and then I'm going to put my little toppers on because that spinach is just going to sit by itself on the bottom of the bowl. And then we're going to get to the more fun part, which is adding in the colorful things, because if it's going to be something that boosts your immune system and is got all the daily nutrients, you're going to have a lot of color in this salad. So we're going to start. Oh, you know what? I forgot the shredded cabbage. That does go on top of the lettuce. So let me put that on there first. Just to prep for this, I did chop all my vegetables and stuff so we can just watch the assembly phase. It doesn't take that long to do all of this. I think it was probably 10 to 12 minutes to chop all of this. And then if you watched my first video, that's when I made my, I'm doing a citrus vinaigrette this week. And that's gonna go in on all of the salads this week. So I need red cabbage, a little bit of red cabbage to mix in with my spinach. And that is going to be half a cup. measure that out. All right. So, whoops. Here we go. Getting ahead of myself. There we go. Anyway, my journey started back in March when I saw a little red patch of like dry skin on my elbow. And I do have a history of melanoma. I had stage 2B melanoma almost 10 years ago, probably 9 3/4 years ago. And so I went to my dermatologist because this was like out of the blue. And anytime anything happens to my skin, I run to my dermatologist. He told me, by the time I could get into him, he told me that he wanted to do some blood work. And because by the time I got into him, it was not just on my elbow, it was on my hand and some of my knuckles. So he said he wanted to run some blood work, and he did that. We're gonna add the carrots now, and the carrots are just gonna fill up like this little cup right here. So I just put enough in there to fill that up. I would say it's a 1/4 cup. Actually, what is it supposed to be? The carrots, carrots can be a 1/2 cup. So let's just make sure that is a 1/2 cup. So I'm telling you the right thing and doing the right thing. Yeah, that's a 1/2 cup. So it's gonna be a 1/2 cup little container, pre-measured container spaces. Anyway, what was I saying? He wanted to run a blood test, and he ran blood tests, and I got the call that the blood tests were back. He said I was had positive ANA, and everything else was fine. So he recommended that I go see a rheumatologist, which I did, and a rheumatologist took until June of 2025 to get into the rheumatologist, and by that time I was like on fire. Like my whole body had rashes pretty much, and it was starting to get pretty miserable. But as soon as I found out I had the ANA markers, that's when I wanted to look at food and natural remedies. So I called, or I looked up nutritionists and ended up with a company called Nourish. Nourish is online. We have beets, shredded beets next, and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of shredded beets. And these are just beets from the produce department. They are not pickled, they are not treated, they're just washed and shredded. Beets are sweet, so this does add a little sweet element to the salad. Anyway, back to the blood test. The Nourish, yeah. Okay, so I'm hooked up with this Nourish dietitian, and the other part of this is I've had digestive issues for 2 years. Like, I'm not going to get into the details of that, but for 2 years is a long time to have problems with your tummy. And that was another reason I was looking up the nutritionist, but the positive ANA, and now this, I've been dealing with this for a while. Let's see if I can get some food in me to help me. The Nourish app, I recommend them because they will work with your insurance company, and I didn't know that my medical insurance had a benefit for paying for a nutritionist for me, so I don't pay that out of pocket. I use the Nourish app. They filed all the paperwork, they did all the things, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, got it. And I see the nutritionist who's gotten me good recipes, good resources. I tell her what I'm struggling with, and she comes up with a solution. It is all, pretty fantastic. So I recommend that if you are looking to make a lifestyle change with food. Let's add some cucumbers here. And this is going to be a 1/2 cup in the little container. Yeah, look up that Nourish app and see if your insurance has that benefit too. Yep. Oh, Anyway, since she was concerned more and working with me a lot on the tummy trouble issues, taking into account I had a positive ANA, and that probably means something's going on. She put me on a low FOD, F-O-D, FOD diet, and that is a super restrictive diet. She showed me an app that I could use to help me learn how to eat and all of that. It's very, very, like, you have to weigh everything, and you have to eat the right amount of the food, because there's a lot of foods that are on there. But then when you start to look at, you know, how much of the food you're eating, if you eat too much of a certain food, then it becomes an issue for your tummy, for your GI. So I learned a lot about, okay, it's not just, portion size is important, not just because it's an additional calorie intake, but your body needs to have a regulated amount of food to digest, to make things work right. So I'll just take a look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's looking pretty so far. Next step for this salad is to add the protein, and I'm gonna use my scale for this because I want 4 ounces of chicken. The chicken that I made for this week, I did cook in the crock pot. I just took chicken breasts, put it in the crock pot. I used about 3/4 cup of bone broth in there, and then I used some herbs, some fresh herbs from my garden, which that's another thing that I'm doing now, gardening, to season it. I didn't put any salt in it. I didn't put pepper in it because I'm on the part of the elimination diet that doesn't have anything peppers in it. I know my dressing had a little bit of Dijon mustard in it, so I guess I broke that rule with the dressing, but I'm not gonna break it with the salad yet. Anyway, so here we go with the protein. Let me go grab that from the fridge. All right. Protein. I'm gonna put this on my scale and then turn it on. And then I can measure out 4 ounces of this chicken. So this chicken has just regular seasonings from the garden, some bone broth, and that's it. And it's delicious. It is really, really good. It's gonna take up this whole thing. 3.7, 4.1. There we go, 4.0. All right, so we have 4 ounces of chicken in here. I need to grab something else real quick. These little cups, like you do, I order them on Amazon, and they are the perfect size for the avocado to sit in. And because these are made up ahead of time, you know, you want a little citrus in your avocado to make sure that it doesn't brown as quickly. I mean, at the end of the week, it is a little bit brown, but it's just definitely way better to put the lime right in there with it. And then I put a little lid on the lime, and I was able to get this in here last week because my chicken was cubed. This week it is not cubed, so I'm gonna try and make it fit to put my little avocado thing right in there so that it fits really nice and neat. And then the last thing that we need for each salad is the dressing. And these little salad things I also bought on Amazon. They come with these little cups that are exactly 2 tablespoons. So you just slide that in the center as the last thing. I'm gonna give my dressing another little shake. And then this one is super full, so I'm just gonna go over the sink and pour my first one. And there we go. So that is the salad portion. This gets a lid now, but we're not quite done. There is more that is gonna go on this salad, but it's definitely not gonna fit in here. So I do have to use a little, mason jar. I have a bunch of these, so that's one reason I used it. And the other reason is that this is a half a cup, and it's just easy to have something that is portion controlled to measure into, so you're not just, you know, having to measure with a measuring cup all the time. So a handful is about a quarter cup, and then each salad gets a quarter cup of the blueberries, and also it gets 2 tablespoons of, what do you call these things? Pomegranate seeds. I shop at H-E-B in Texas, and they have these pomegranate seeds. Not everybody does have them. And I just need to make sure I'm getting the right amount of 1 tablespoon. We only need 1 tablespoon of these. So I've got the blueberries in there, which is a quarter cup. Then I put a tablespoon of the pomegranate in there. And I have been introducing chia seeds back into my diet because chia seeds are something that have made me feel the best. That when I started eating chia seeds, I started getting more fiber into my diet, and that's what helped my stomach issues ultimately to turn around and make that adjustment. After 2 years, almost 2 years of constant stomach problems, it took 4 weeks of eating right and adding chia seeds at the very end to finally just be tummy trouble free. No more tummy trouble. Let me get my chia seeds. So I do add the chia seeds into this salad. This is, I like 2 tablespoons. And when this sits in the fridge, the chia seeds kind of bulk up when they get the juice from the berries that comes when they thaw, because those berries were frozen berries. So when I eat the salad, I do throw this on top of the salad with the dressing and mix everything in there. And then that is a salad that has every single vitamin in it, you know, under what you're supposed to get for daily allowance in one salad. And then it has a serving of protein as well. So it's like, I think it's the perfect salad. I love the way it tastes. There's enough crunch, there's enough texture difference, there's interesting things in it. The other thing that I'm gonna do is I bought some new herbs today. I got lemon balm, and because this is a citrus salad, I'm going to put some lemon balm into these little cups too. And I'm gonna add lemon balm into the salad when I eat it this week, because it's a citrus salad and I bought lemon balm, and that's, you know, just fun to do things like that with your food. So that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up these salads, but I wanted to make sure I let you know I have more recipes coming. I have more things that have worked for me coming. And in the 50 some odd days that I've been eating this eating change, I have lost 20 pounds, and that is a significant amount for me. I feel better. I sleep better. I haven't had caffeine in my diet for about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks now. And I thought I was gonna die because I drank coffee every day. I was like, how can I give up coffee? It's something I survive on. But I can honestly tell you that the food that I am eating gives me the energy that I need to do the things that I need to do every day. I was a breakfast skipper, I'm not a breakfast skipper anymore. A, because I have 7 medications I have to take in the morning, and you have to take them with food. And B, because that is where my morning energy is coming from now. I don't drink the coffee, I eat the food. So breakfast is an important meal for the day for me. And I do have fabulous recipes for things for breakfast that I'm going to share with you too. You don't have to have an autoimmune disease to eat this way. I honestly think that I wish I would have taught my children this. I wish I would have known this when I was raising them. I know it now, and I am spreading the word, obviously, because it works for me. And let me know in the comments if you have great recipes you want to share with me that are AIP compliant and Paleo compliant. Let me know if there's something you want to see me do or try or whatever, and I'll do that for you. Ask away, comment away, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.